Is he going to save it? Nope. Myles Standish State Forest Road Race. And if you can't tell, it's raining. So most of the course had dried by the time the Cat 5 race rolled around, but it was still, pretty gloomy looking outside, about 50 degrees, so pretty chilly. And you can see everybody's wearing arm warmers and leg warmers, but lucky that the road had dried out by the time the Cat 5 race rolled around. I think it would have been even more sketchy than it already was if it was all covered in, it was all wet. This is also a short course, so it's a circuit race, 4 laps. It's like a little bit over 20 miles, and we're catching just the last lap here. So parts of this race get pretty narrow. There are some pretty steep banked edges that have big deep sand, and also combined with tight turns can make this race a little weird. Like, you definitely have to have good bike handling skills. So right around here there were some folks I wanted to point out where going into the corners, they would start off on one side of the corner and just drift right on out. So if it was a left-hand turn, they'd start in on the left-hand side of the turn, and then as the turn went on, they would just slowly drift towards the right and just pushing all those people that were to the right of them totally out. Also wanted to mention this, the first lap of this race was insanely easy. Like, for a first lap on a race, we were just cruising along, like barely pushing any watts. And I think people were a little nervous, feeling out the course, and I guess that's probably a good thing. But it also meant the next couple of laps, the pace picked up significantly and everybody had sort of fresh legs. Also a ton of really hard surges in this race. You can see me just like absolutely drilling it up this one climb right here every single time. Every lap we came around, we just drilled. There were 2 sections, the first hill and then the second hill on the backside. And every time we would hit a corner, it would just be jab on the brakes, get around the corner, and then just sprint. So, this is the crash. I didn't quite see what happened to the first guy all the way up the road. Looks like he may have panicked or swerved and something took out his front wheel. But he went down and it was, sort of a pile up right on top of him, and, didn't end well. So there's 2 guys right in front of this guy Adam, who's right in front of me. And the guy who's directly in front of him right here, and the guy who's just off to his right. So the guy that's just to his left just swerved across to try and avoid this crash. And right when he did that, the guy just to the right of him just jabbed, like he just jabbed on his front brake just enough to get his back wheel off the ground right there. And as soon as his wheel came back down and made contact, it just whoosh, folded like a banana. And so that, of course, whipped him right back around, and then he tried to correct again, go in the other direction, and you can see his wheel bend again, straight like a banana. I don't know if he snapped a spoke there, but, that's got to be one hell of a wheel. And then that just catapults him face first into the ground. He actually, at one point, caught some air where he's just completely off the ground. Now, he actually contacted me. He went down pretty hard. He definitely saw some stars when he went down, and I hope he's all right. Hope you have a speedy recovery. Keep it wheel side down. See you in the next one.